Hello and welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming Retro Walkthroughs. This Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past video is the 10th part of the complete walkthrough. There is a few heart containers and an upgrade to the sword we can get before we tackle the next dungeon called Ice Palace for the 5th crystal. From the previous dungeon, head down at the bottom right, head left and lift up the skull stone and a frog will join you. He is a citizen of the light world. Head back up to the village and head right one screen. Use the mirror to travel to Light World and head up and go in the house to unite the weaponsmiths. Exit the house and talk to the weaponsmith and he will take your sword to make it stronger. Head back out and go back to Dark World and then back to Light World and talk to the weaponsmith again to get your tempered sword. Go back to Dark World and pick up the big green object and take your hammer and bash every post and a secret entrance will appear and go down it to get a heart piece. Exit the cave and go to the weaponsmith's house and you will find a chest that will follow you. Go into the village to the left, use the mirror to go to Light World and use the flute to go to Area 7. Head left and go through the narrow passage. Lift up the big green thing and get ready to be attacked by 4 crows. Head up and speak to the guy and say you won't say anything and you will get your 4th empty jar. Use the flute to go to Area 6. Lift up the right stone and go through the portal to Dark World. Jump down and stick to the left wall. There is new enemies in the swamp called Swamolas that are fairly fast and will bite Link if he's close. Keep heading up and you'll see a skull-like entrance and enter it. Head up, watch out for the moving obstacles that can hurt you, then at the 2 chests, move the second one on the right to get the chest with the red rupee, and then starting from the bottom left brick, move it to the left, then the up one upwards and the right one right, to access the chest containing a heart piece. Exit the cave and go to the top right of the area. Use the mirror to get to Light World, lift up the big green object and go down the hidden passage. Move the bricks to get to the heart piece. Exit the cave and use the flute and go to Area 8 and head left 1 screen, jump into the water and head up to the small island and pick up the dark green object for a portal to go back to Dark World and enter the dungeon. There is a new enemy you can face in the dungeon. There will be ice enemies in the wall called Freezors. Not all of them will come to life. They are powerful and will take 4 hearts if they touch you. Defeat them using the fire rod. Then head left and in the room defeat the enemies. The bottom one will drop a key. There is ice squares on the floor which this dungeon is full of. If you walk fast it will be very hard to navigate, and if you walk slow you will be more in control. But some rooms will be difficult as sometimes you have to be fast. Head up through the top door, stand on the bottom left switch and go through the door opened on the right. Push the middle brick right and head down. In the next room there will be 6 of a new enemy called Pengators. When Link appears they will make a beeline towards him and slide on the ice to make them go faster. Use bomb bursts to take them all out and get the compass from the chest that appears. Head up and push the brick up and head right. Use bomb bursts to take out the enemies. Watch out for the anti-fairy. Pick up the bottom skull pot and press the switch and return to the crossway. Push the brick to the left and head up. Defeat the enemies, press the switch so it turns blue, and defeat the top enemies. Then lay a bomb next to the blue switch, and then head up to the red squares, and the bomb will drop the red squares, and then bomb the floor and go through the hole. In this room, a new enemy will drop down, and there's 2 of them in this room. It's big Stalfos type enemies called Stalfos Knights. To defeat these, hit it once with your sword, and it will collapse in pieces, then quickly lay a bomb close to defeat them permanently, or they will come back. Then head down. In this room, the floor will change from left to right frequently. Lots of spikes and enemies to avoid. The second blue enemy drops a key for you to pick up, and then get to the locked door at the bottom left. I found it easier in using the magical cloak to quickly get to the other side. In this room, you have to avoid the flame. First, you've got to go to the bottom left and lift the skull pot to activate a switch for the right hand side door to open and then exit. Use the cape if needed to avoid damage. Head through the next door. Use bombos to defeat all the enemies, which opens the door. You might want to get your cape ready when you go to the next room. Activate the cape to avoid the spike trap and exit on the left. Head down the stairs on the left, avoid the fire, and it's slippy, and getting down the stairs is not smooth as it needs to be in an exact spot to go down. Swinging your sword or doing a run might make it easier. Then drop down the hole and head right 2 screens. This room is pretty tricky. Start by going up the left corner through the pots and wait until the enemies that come out of the holes on the wall are at the other side. Then head over to the opposite side and defeat those enemies so they don't get in the way. Get the skull pot that's in the middle top right to reveal a switch, and then head through the bottom door. Head slowly through the narrow floor, avoiding the flame. I found it easier using the magic cape when the flame came near, and then exit to the left. Grab the only skull pot and activate the switch for a key from a chest and exit at the top door. Head through the locked door at the top. Beware of the frozen enemy. Head up the long room, defeat the first penguin, and exit at the top right exit. Defeat the enemies. Remember they do electric attacks and you don't want to attack them when they do. And use the hook shot to get to the other side and exit. Head down very slowly so you can activate the spike traps. Get through 2 and exit at the top left. In the next room, use the hook shot to go over the spikes and exit through the top right exit. A Stealthos Knight will attack and then use the hammer and lift up the big stone which has a rabbit beam underneath. Grab the key, head left, another Stealthos Knight will attack, and then pull the tongue on the statue which opens the right hand side door. You can get the map by a switch from a skull pot and then go through the open door. Head down the stairs, get the big key from the chest, and then backtrack to the room with the spiked floor. Uncover the switch from the skull pot and hookshot to the other side and get the small key from the chest. Go through the left locked door and then dash across the room to avoid the spike and exit through the left. You are back in a previous room. Go down the stairs and defeat the 2 ice enemies with the fire rod, and a chest will appear with a bomb in case you need one, and then bomb the left floor and drop down. Get the blue mail from the big chest. This will reduce any damage taken by 50%. Head through the right exit by pushing both stones to the right, and then head up through the locked door. Head up through the locked door, you will be attacked by a stealth house knight, then head through the bottom door in the next room. Quickly head right through the locked door to avoid the enemies. Hit the switch to turn it into blue. You will be attacked by a rabbit beam. Backtrack through several rooms, through the 2 big pots room and then the room with the 2 holes. If you want some fairies, if you got some empty jars, fall down on one of the holes, which will bring you to a room with up to 3 fairies, and then backtrack again using the warp and back to the room with the holes. Head down and right back in the tricky room, then do what you did the first time and go down the bottom door, and navigate the icy narrow path again. Head up, then quickly up to the next door, and this time, in the long icy room, make sure you defeat any penguins that come your way. Pick up the first skull pot on the right for a switch to open the left door, and then go through the door. Fall down the hall, head through the right hand side door, then quickly head right and move the brick down the hall and follow behind it. Defeat all enemies including the stealth house captain that falls down, and then push the brick on the switch and exit through the bottom door. Defeat all the enemies and get supplies from the right hand side. The big right stone that you can pick up does have a few blue electric enemies hidden. And make sure you heal up and get magic filled up if needed, as the next room is the boss fight. And to access the floor, go through the left hand side and remove all obstacles in the path and fall down the hole. During the boss fight, called Cold Stare, pieces of ice will constantly fall from the ceiling. When it lands, it will split off in 4 pieces. First, use bomb balls to free the boss to fight. It will be 3 different parts of the same creature. Still avoiding the ice and the enemies, use the fire rod, hits them the hardest, or you can use the cane of Berna so you are invincible and slash at their eye parts with your sword. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, where there are more complete retro walkthroughs plus achievement and trophy guides, secrets and tips from the latest releases. Thanks for watching.